What will Enzo Fernandez bring to Chelsea? Enzo Fernandez has become a highly sought-after name in the post-World Cup transfer market, and Benfica also screams for the 21-year-old player up to €120 million. So, what does Fernandez have to become a modern football star? After an impressive World Cup of many young talents, Enzo Fernandez has turned himself into a hot commodity in the transfer market. The 21-year-old won the tournament's Best Young Player award, and won the championship with Argentina. It is an illustrious feat that few young players have. Chelsea therefore did not want to miss such a great talent. And the recruitment of the midfielder in 2001 was something that was predicted in advance with the Stamford Bridge team. With N'Golo Kanté out until March, Chelsea now have only Mateo Kovacic and Jurgen Ho as two reliable options in the midfield. The backup options for the two names above are not quality, so Enzo Fernandez is a really right and necessary addition. But, what can this young midfielder bring when playing in Graham Potter's squad? Go back to June of last year, where big transformations began for Fernandez. After impressing in a River Plate shirt, the 21-year-old has been targeted by Wolves. The English team has eagerly sent sporting director and former head of scouting Matthew Hobbs to Argentina to negotiate a contract. AC Milan and Benfica were also the teams that were closely interested in Fernandez, but Wolves at that time were still the number one candidate for the race. However, Fernandez's statement then forced Wolves to leave the game. Accordingly, the midfielder wishes to stick with River until the Copa Libertadores ends. Fernandez wants to reach the final with his side, which means the midfielder won't be leaving Argentina until November at the earliest. It was an opportunity for Benfica to go one step further, although Fernandez still did not change his decision to leave only after the Copa Libertadores closed. However, soon after reaching an agreement with the Portuguese team, Fernandez and River were eliminated by Villa Sarsfield in the first knockout round. And so Benfica gets to welcome its rookie in July instead of December. The role model of an all-round midfielder. It sounds a bit too much for a 21-year-old midfielder, but Enzo Fernandez is literally omnipotent. And that is why he became a key element in Benfica's unbeaten squad until before the World Cup kicked off. Enzo can play a variety of roles such as shuttle midfielder, deep playmaker, or a ball recovery foot. Along with his impressive passing ability, Fernandez has shown himself to have very high use value since moving to Europe. The move from Argentina to Portugal is an extremely difficult journey that not every player can adapt. However, Fernandez did it without much difficulty. Superb passing ability. At Benfica, Fernandez played alongside Florentino Luis to form a double pivot in Roger Schmidt's 4-2-3-1 formation. With that said, Fernandez is like a chameleon when it comes to multiple roles. Fernandez also possesses a good defensive mindset, along with an aggressive ability to help the home team quickly regain control when losing the ball. But most notably, is still the offensive front, where Fernandez's ability to hold and pass the ball helps him make an impact in the bottom third of the field. With a wide passing spread, most of the team's onslaughts pass through Fernandez's feet. Not only that, the constant movement and communication with teammates is also specified by the parameters. Fernandez leads the Primeira Liga in touchdowns with 1,390. He is also the man who has completed the most live passes to date with 1,067, 212 more than his competitors, and has completed 79 of them. That shows that Fernandez always wants to keep the ball up and try to get the ball to the opponent's goal as soon as possible. Fernandez averages 96.4 successful passes every 90 minutes, 20 more than any other midfielder in the Primeira Liga to play more than 800 minutes this season. To make things more convincing, in the top 5 European championships, only Marco Verratti, 97.7 in the 2020-21 season and 96.6 in the 2022-23, is a midfielder. Played more than 1,000 minutes, had more passes per 90 minutes than Fernandez. More than just quantitatively impressive, Fernandez's passes show that he possesses a wide range of passes and uses them at the right time. For example, the use of short passes to control the rhythm of the game, and will perform slits or open wings when detecting an opening from the opponent. One of Fernandez's trademarks is his swinging from left to right, where Davidness is a frequent destination. That is the weapon that Benfica constantly applies to drill down solid defenses, allowing Nas to use his personal technique to cut the ball inside and finish or cross the ball. Of the 22 swings that Fernandez has performed so far, 18 of them have been successful, or an accuracy rate of 82%. His map of the swings also proves this is a weapon that Fernandez regularly uses. There is no better illustration than Fernandez's performance against Rio Ave in the Primeira Liga in October. The first is the fact that the 21-year-old successfully completed all 72 passes over 90 minutes. It is important that most passes are intentional or open to opportunities rather than safe horizontal passes. Statistically speaking, Fernandez created 6 chances, with 4 clearly defined. Completed 7 long passes, provided 1 assist and never lost the ball. It was a truly impressive performance in midfield for a 21-year-old. Because of his penchant for deep kicks, Fernandez did not provide many assists, only 2 clearing for teammates this season, but the Argentinian midfielder contributed greatly in the development of the game. Fernandez often launched creative passes to steer the team forward, passing the ball to Rafa Silva, David Neres, or João Mario to open up scoring opportunities. In fact, Fernandez's expected assist rate in live ball situations is 0.32 per 90 minutes, the second highest number in the league. Perhaps the Argentinian player was not so lucky with only 2 goals. But more notably, Fernandez tops the league for the number of times he is involved in an attack per 90 minutes, based on shots, opportunities, and ball deployments leading up to the shot, and third in the league. In terms of passing chances created with 16, second only to teammates João Mario, 18, and Rafa Silva, 17. Defensive actions. After covering the effects of Enzo Fernandez on the team when on the ball, we need to talk about this guy in the ball state, and this is also shown quite impressive. In the UEFA Champions League, the 21-year-old midfielder is assigned a different role when playing at home. It helps people see more clearly his defensive skills. The encounter with the big guys like Paris Saint-Germain made Benfica not have much time to hold the ball and most attack thanks to transition situations. In the Champions League, Fernandez made less than 4 tackles per 90 minutes, compared with just 2.2 at home. The number of interceptions goes in a similar vein, with Fernandez making under 2 interceptions per 90 minutes in the Champions League compared to 1.1 per 90 minutes in the Primeira Liga. The flexibility in both attack and defense is what helps Fernandez be highly appreciated. Although a midfielder with good personal technique, but not so that the 21-year-old player proved to be inferior in his defensive ability. The performance against PSG is a testament to Fernandez's ability. The Argentinian midfielder will play as a deep back and move across the field, right in front of the defenders. He made 3 interceptions, 3 tackles and 3 successful duels, with most of the defensive action coming in the home half. Benfica only controlled the ball 38%, so this team always prioritizes efficiency. And Fernandez was key, completing 6 of his 7 long passes and finishing the game with a 91% pass accuracy to help Benfica leave Parc des Princes with a precious point. Fernandez's intelligence and perseverance help him choose the right moment to intervene and take the ball away from the opponent's feet. In the 2-1 win over Juventus in Turin, Fernandez showed a different side of himself. He appeared all over the pitch and made an impact on both ends of the pitch. The 21-year-old finished the game with 7 tackles, the most of the game, made 71 passes, the most of the game, with a pass accuracy rate of 95.7%, the highest of the game, and touches the ball. 92 times, maximum match. The two tests against PSG and Juventus brought different images of Fernandez, but it was rated as excellent. To see the midfielders rise more clearly, it's important to know that Fernandez didn't make his Argentina debut until the end of September. But after being given the chance, the midfielder impressed for LA Albiceleste, and shortlisted by Lionel Scaloni for the 2022 World Cup. Against Mexico at the end of the group stage, Fernandez came on as a substitute and scored his first international goal of his career. Since that time, the 21-year-old has occupied a starting place in the Argentina squad that advanced to their first World Championship in 36 years. In the final against France, Fernandez had an outstanding performance alongside his two partners, Rodrigo de Paul and Alexis Mac Allister. The 21-year-old's ability to move the ball smoothly helps Argentina maintain the rhythm of the attack, especially the attacking swing phase. Fernandez is also the player with the most touches of the ball, 118 times, the most successful passes, 91 times, the most tackles, 10, and the second most accurate long passes, 5. To perform at such a high level, in a World Cup final, and as a player with little international experience, it is a testament to Fernandez that he is completely comfortable and confident playing in the country. The highest level of football. What awaits Enzo in the future? Fernandez's performance at the World Cup has made him the target of many European giants. The ability to integrate well in Portugal and the Champions League will help the teams pursuing him feel secure in his choice. The performance in Qatar simply added to the appeal of the 21-year-old. Real Madrid, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Manchester United are just a few of the names that are said to have been linked with the Benfica player, but ultimately the Blues are the team that overcame them all to win the signature of the money. This young defender, despite Benfica president Manuel Rui Costa, recently spoke in an interview to reassure fans that Fernandez will stay, at least until the summer. The former Portugal international stated that this is a sports project, not a financial project. Fortunately, we don't have financial problems and we don't need to sell players to deal with anything financially. Rui Costa also emphasized that the only way to rob Fernandez is for the buyer to activate the release clause. According to reports, Fernandez has a release clause of up to 120 million euros. With Benfica vying for their first Primeira Liga title since 2018-19 and reaching the knockout stages of the Champions League, it's not surprising that they've worked so hard to keep Enzo Fernandez, until when receiving an irresistible offer from Chelsea.